Hi there. A very happy Saturday to you. Saturday, as I always keep saying, is a day of reflection, and you do something different on this day, on Saturday and Sunday, so that you're like, really reviewing your entire week, and you're releasing whatever that doesn't serve you. Maybe some stress that you've picked it up, from the whole of last week, and you need to release it. So that's what we do on a Saturday, checking out what are the things that I did with my child the whole of last week. What went well? What did not go well? Was I consistent in the whole of last week with respect to limiting the screen time, providing that outdoor sensory diet opportunities? Did I do the exercises at home? Like really reviewing, did I give those play date opportunities, the social interaction opportunities to my child? And if you did that, then what went well, what did not go well? you know that's what we do basically on a Saturday. And today, as I talk to you, I want to talk about reviewing the entire timeline. So the reason I want to do this timeline review is because many a times, we are not actually, we're celebrating our birthdays. We're like, oh, I'm 30 years old, I'm 40 years old, I'm 50 years old, whatever years old that we are. And we don't feel that strong. We don't feel that wise, mentally not feeling very strong enough. And I wanted to kind of just discuss this with you. And I would like if you can take a paper and a pen and listen to me, when you feel you have that time to really reflect. Take that time to pause me, write down the questions, the answers to the questions that I ask you, and play me again. So do it at a time when you feel you'll be like able to actually do the work. Let's kind of something like workshop it rather than just listen to this, you know, because we have gone through so many moments in our life, so many moments. And what are these moments stacking up into? Is it stacking up into a greater you? And if it is not stacking up, see what happens is we are going to, like, 5 years down the line, we'll reach somewhere in life. But if we have not planned on where we want to reach, what we want to do with our life, what we want to do with our kids' life, if we don't have those goals, and if we just leave this work to randomness, um, that that mindfulness cannot be left to randomness. If we do that, then we get stuck in mediocrity, and we do not actually activate the best version of ourselves. What I want is that with each passing day, I keep saying, let's grow and evolve every single day. I really want that to happen. And I want you to do that with utter clarity, with a lot of clarity, where you're very clear that, okay, this is what I want to do for the next 1 year, or this is what I want to do for the next 2 years, or whatever. Basically, I want you to stick with me through this because when you do that, and when you start journaling, when you start writing it down, you will see there'll be a lot of clarity that you will get in the process. Yeah. So I just want you to take your paper and a pen, and I'm going to give you, just make 3 columns. All right. And 3 ideas in different age ranges. So let's take in, and I'm going to give you lot of clarity that you will get in the process. Yeah. So I just want you to take your paper and a pen, and I'm going to give you, just make three columns, all right, and three ideas in different age ranges. So let's take the age range from 10 years to 20 years, okay, of your lifespan. So when you write 10 to 20 in the first column, 20 to 30 in the second column, years to 20 years, okay, just make three columns, all right, and three ideas in different age ranges. So let's take the age range from 10 years to 20 years, okay, of your lifespan, right? And three ideas in different age ranges. So let's take the age range from 10 years to 20 years, okay, of your lifespan. So when you write 10 to 20 in the first column, 20 to 30 in the second column, 30 to 40 in the third column. Okay. And if you're beyond 40, then you write 40 to 50 as another column. All right. The whole thing is we take decades of a life. And I want to start at your 10th birthday when you were 10 years old. And I want you to think, look back into that time and think of only the three best memories of that time till 0 to 10 years of age. What did you get? What was the best thing that you achieved in that span of time? It was like 10 long years, only three memories I'm asking you to. So it can be anything, about your strength. It could be about your favorite, I mean, for me, when I think of up to my 10 years, I just see myself running with my friends in that big playground and having fun. That is one. The other memory that comes to me is when I used to go to my friend's house and keep playing and playing and playing, and my parents used to call us, come on now, come back home. So I had a lot of fun in my 0 to 10 years. I also have a memory when I was with my teacher. So we were not put in a school, but we used to go to a teacher, and she used to teach us ABCD and 1 2 3 4 on a slate. And I remember writing 1 to 99 and being stuck at 99, not knowing what will come after 99. And but it was good because my teacher told me, wow, you could write it so fast. So what are those three memories that come to you between 0 to 10 years of age? Write it down, because I want you to remember that period of time. I want you to pause what I'm telling you and go back. You could maybe even listen to the whole of this and maybe do it later, whatever that feels right to you. But I want you to think of those three memories. And now I want you to, for each of those age ranges, I want you to take out two major things that you could you overcame, during that period. Now between 0 and 10 years, my cousin got a dog for us, and it was a very small puppy, and we did everything as a child to welcome the puppy and everything. And I think my parents didn't want a dog, and my cousin told me, I have to give injection to this dog and I'll bring him back. And she took it away, and I and my sister were crying and crying. But we learned, we came out of it, and we learned to deal with the loss. That was one big thing that I got between 0 and 10 years of age. So I wanted to think of what are the three best memories between 0 and 10, and what are the two major things that you overcame during that time. you know you evolved, you evolved. Maybe you did not give credit to yourself, because today when I speak to you, that's when I realize, oh yeah, my Didi took away the dog and I was still the puppy, and I still kind of could come out of it. So what are those three, what are the situations that have happened which helped you to grow in your life? You know, and you choose that today is a fresh day. You can choose your thoughts, your emotions, your habits moving forward. So I want you to think of, um, you know every decade. This is between 0 and 10. What happened between 10 and 20 years of age? What were your best memories? What were the gifts that you received? And I'm not talking about a gift where somebody gave you something, but in those memories, what is the gift that you received? What is the virtue? What is the value that you received? You know, um, and again, what are the two things that you overcame between 20 and 30 years of life? And same way, I want you to think of 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and now 20 and 30 years. So, what is it that you learned? There's a beautiful impulse and spirit in your life. You know what? There's something that you want to learn, you want to grow, and that's the whole reason you are in this app. You were guided here because there's some kind of an intuition within you, which wants you to become the better version of you, right? And till you reflect on what is it that you achieved in the whole of the last so many years, the decades of your life that you've lived, what did you gain, what did you grow into? That is super, super, super important. What was it that you got? So for me, between 0 to 10, I told you, between 10 and 20, sorry, 0 to 10, 10 and 20, what did you gain? For me, it was giving my 10th standard. It was super amazing. That was a time when we went through a financial crunch. And that was the time when I actually started working, even when I was very young. And I started contributing. I used to take tuitions when I was in class 11, and I was earning for myself. So what are the things and that made me into who I am? What's the strength you developed in each of those? So put them down into this column, really work on this, and then own up those strengths, you know because then you're seeing a bigger picture. You're seeing a bigger picture of your life. The time period of your life between 10 and 20, 20 and 30, 30 and 40, 40 and 50. It helps you to understand ki, wow, I really, really, really lived my life, you know. So, first, as I said, was the three memories. Second was what were the things that you overcame. And the third is what are the strengths that you developed because of those challenges that you overcame in each decade of your life, you know. Yeah, because usually we don't think of strengths. We always see, oh my God, I went through it. But there must be something that you gained because of those. So when I gave my 10 standard, what was it that what is it that I felt worthy? I felt I was intelligent. I felt I was amazing. When I started teaching students, when I was in my 11th standard, I felt responsible. I felt a sense of discipline and determination. So I want you to think of what are the values and virtues that you developed in all of these phases of your life. Just Google values and virtues, list of values and virtues, and put them down and write down what is it that you achieved. And once you've done all of this, I want you to embrace, I want you to embrace the strengths that you developed. Yeah. Now, so first what we did was, what are the three memories, best memories? What are the two things you overcame? What were the strengths that you developed? What are the virtues and values that you developed? And then I want you to think of the, what are the three memories, best memories? What are the two things you overcame? What were the strengths that you developed? What are the virtues and values that you developed? And then I want you to think of the emotional skills that you developed. You know, as you go through some skills that came up during different periods, what was the ability that you developed? What was the emotional skill? For me, I learned to calm myself down. I learned to face the fears. I learned to deal with the sadness. I learned to deal with the grief. my grandmom passing away, I learned to stay disciplined in the face of distractions. So, what were the skills, emotional skills that you developed? Write them down. It'll be great, and it'll be amazing because this is like you discovering your own self, you understanding, what are you achieving in each decade of your life. Yeah. Now, as you do that, so what we did basically, I'm just going to summarize that. You're capturing two or three things so first, what are the best memories? Two or three best memories. What are the three things that you overcame? Two or three things that you overcame. What were the strengths that you developed during those decades? And what was the value or the virtue that you developed, and the emotional skills or the relationship that you developed because of whatever that happened to your life? So, so the whole reason to do this, I mean, if you're just listening to me and if you've not done it, it would be useless to just listen to me because this requires a lot of self reflection. But if you've really done this, I want you to be proud in this very second. Because if you notice, I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel, oh, I have to do so much, I have to do so much, I have to do so much. And I do that because I want to feel good in my own eyes. I want you to know that you've already earned it. You're already there. I want you to walk with your head high. Really, I want you to walk with your head high at this stage of your life because you have evaluated yourself so unfairly over and over again without recognizing the truth of your survivorship, because you lived through all of these decades of your life. You achieved the strengths, you gained the emotional skills, you gained the values, you gained the virtue. You are already here. You get that? That the people who do like you, who do compliment you of the task that you do get done, of the good direction you're trying to stay in. I mean, and there are people who will say off, who will be like awful to you. There'll be every single person in your life. But the fact is, you have already, you know what? You already have those values, virtues, the strengths. You have it all. You just have to own it. You really have to own it. You are still doing the work despite having achieved so much. Um, and there are so many people that I know who are not even interested in thinking or even reflecting on what I'm saying today because they're so busy. They're so busy doing things which are not really important. You are here doing the work. Literally, you're still listening to me. You're doing the work. I respect you for that. I want you to see the impulse that you have to learn to grow. I want you to see that in yourself. And that is the win. You never gave up. You're still not giving up. You did not quit. You're still here. You're still here. You're still doing the work. After all that you've gone through in so many decades of your life, you're still caring to get better. You're still working to activate the best version of you. You're still a work in progress. You still have that positive attitude that says you can grow and that you can get better and you can activate the best version of you so that you are offering the best version of yourself to your child. With that faith, you can improve your future for you, for your family, for another generation, for the world. And I respect you for that. I really want you to do this work. I don't want you to just see this as, okay, another daily insight. I'm just going to listen to it. I want you to do this work and I want you to comment for me in the chat, in the community. What did you get out of these 3 decades? Do you respect yourself enough? Did this help you to grow and evolve every single day? Thank you.